The city at night was silent, except for the soft whistle of the wind. Skyscrapers cast long shadows over empty streets. Neon lights flickered, reflecting off puddles from a morning rain. Among the shadows, a boy named Liam walked slowly. His shoes were worn, and the soles barely protected his feet. His only possession, a small tattered blanket, was wrapped tightly around his shoulders. It was not enough to keep him warm, but it was all he had. Liam had been homeless for as long as he could remember. Life had not been kind to him. He slept in abandoned buildings, scavenged for food in trash bins, and avoided the city guards who chased away people like him. Despite everything, he had learned to survive. He had also learned to notice small things, the way the wind smelled before rain, the tiny stars hidden behind the city glow, and the soft sounds of the world that most people ignored. That night, Liam's stomach ached from hunger, and his fingers were numb from the cold. He walked past old shops and broken cars, looking for a place to rest. His eyes caught a strange glow coming from an abandoned warehouse near the edge of the city. It was soft and warm, unlike the harsh neon lights of the streets. Curiosity pulled him closer. The door of the warehouse creaked as Liam pushed it open. Inside, the air smelled different. It was not the usual dust and mold he had grown used to. The light came from a small figure lying on the floor. Liam's eyes widened. It was a girl, but not like any human girl he had ever seen. Her skin shimmered faintly, glowing softly in colors he could not name. Her breathing was shallow, and her small body trembled. For a moment, Liam froze. He had seen many people in trouble before, but this was different. There was something fragile and otherworldly about her. She looked so small, so weak, and yet there was a strange beauty in her light. His heart ached at the sight. Without thinking, Liam took off his tattered blanket and wrapped it around her. The soft fabric covered her fragile shoulders, and he held it close. "It's okay," he whispered. "You'll be safe now." His voice sounded small in the vast warehouse, but he kept speaking gently. The girl opened her eyes slightly. They were large and golden, reflecting the dim light of the warehouse. She tried to smile, but her lips trembled. Liam's heart clenched. She needed warmth, food, and care, things he barely had for himself. Yet he could not leave her there to suffer. He searched the warehouse quietly. There was nothing useful, just broken furniture and empty boxes. He took off his own coat and placed it under her head as a pillow. He moved slowly, afraid of causing her pain. Then he took a deep breath and whispered, "I don't have much, but I'll stay with you." Liam sat beside her, wrapping his own thin arms around himself to keep warm. The wind outside made the walls shake, and he shivered, but he did not move the blanket from the girl. Her faint glow lit the room, and Liam found himself staring at it, mesmerized. He wondered where she had come from, why she was here, and what kind of world she belonged to. Hours passed slowly. Liam shared a small piece of bread he had found the previous day. The girl tried to eat, but her hands were too weak. Liam fed her carefully, one bite at a time. He talked to her softly about small things, the stars he liked, the smell of rain, and the sounds of the city at night. He did not know if she could understand, but the sound of his voice seemed to calm her. At one point, the girl's small hand reached for his. Liam held it gently. Her skin was cool to touch, but it felt alive and real. There was a strange energy in it, something Liam could not describe. He squeezed her hand lightly, giving her what little comfort he could. The night grew colder. Liam's teeth chattered, and his fingers became numb. Yet he did not leave her side. Every few minutes, he pressed the blanket closer, trying to keep her warm. He whispered words of encouragement, telling her she could survive, even if he did not believe it himself. The girl's breathing grew weaker. Liam's heart raced. He wanted to find help, but he knew no one would believe him. Who could explain an alien girl lying in an abandoned warehouse? He felt a mix of fear and helplessness, but he also felt something stronger, hope. The small flicker of life in her golden eyes gave him courage. Liam remembered the stories. He had heard about kindness in the city. People said it did not matter anymore, that no one cared. But here he was, sharing his last blanket, giving all he had to a stranger, a being from another world. He realized that even small acts of care could matter. Even in a city that had forgotten humanity, compassion could shine. He adjusted the blanket again, making sure it covered her fully. He wrapped his own coat around himself as best as he could and held her hand. Hours passed, and the warehouse remained silent except for the soft breathing of the girl and the whistle of the wind. Liam stayed awake, listening, watching, and waiting. As the first signs of dawn appeared outside, the girl's breathing changed. It became shallower, almost musical in sound. Her golden eyes opened fully, meeting Liam's. In that moment, it felt like she was thanking him without words. Liam squeezed her hand gently, feeling the warmth of her presence, even though she seemed so weak. "I'm here," he whispered. "I won't leave you." Her small lips moved slightly, making a sound that Liam could not understand. It was soft, like a song. Liam felt tears in his eyes. He did not know what she said, but he knew it was important. He nodded, holding her hand tighter. The girl's glow dimmed slightly as the sun rose outside. Liam looked at her, worried. He knew he could not do much more. He had given her warmth, shared his food, and stayed with her through the night. Yet her strength was fading. He whispered, "You'll be remembered. You're not alone." As the first rays of sunlight touched the warehouse, Liam felt a strange peace. He realized that in giving his only blanket, in sharing what little he had done something important. Not for himself, but for her. That small act of kindness, in the coldest night of the city, created a bond that neither time or distance could break. Liam stayed with the girl until the morning light filled the warehouse. He watched over her carefully, feeling a mix of sadness and hope. The city outside was waking, but inside, a quiet miracle had taken place. Liam, a homeless boy, had given all he had to a stranger. And that stranger had touched his life in return by the time the sun climbed higher. Liam knew that nothing would ever be the same. He had discovered that even in a harsh world, compassion could shine brighter than any light. Even in the coldest night, warmth could be found. And even the smallest act of kindness could change everything. The morning sun streamed through the cracks of the old warehouse, painting long golden lines across the dusty floor. Liam still sat beside the small alien girl whose golden glow had dimmed but not vanished. She lay quietly, her chest rising and falling weakly, as if every breath required all her strength. Liam's fingers brushed her delicate hand, and he felt a wave of sorrow wash over him. He had spent the entire night keeping her warm, sharing his blanket and what little food he had. Yet now, as the sun rose, it seemed her time in this world might be short. He did not speak at first. Words felt too small for what he wanted to express. Instead, he stroked her hair gently, noticing its soft silvery sheen that caught the morning light. The glow in her eyes was faint, but still there, flickering like a tiny star. Liam's heart ached, and he leaned closer, whispering, "You're safe. I'll stay with you. You don't have to be afraid." The girl tried to smile, but it was weak, almost a shadow of a smile. Liam felt tears threaten to fall, but he blinked them back. He had learned long ago that crying in front of strangers did not help anyone, but now he realized she was not a stranger. She was someone who had needed him, and in that need, they had shared a connection that went beyond words. Liam searched the warehouse for anything he could use to help her. There were old boxes, broken furniture, and some scraps of cloth, but nothing that could heal her or ease her pain. He wrapped her more tightly in the blanket, pressing it close to her body, hoping that warmth might somehow reach the part of her he could not touch. Hours passed slowly. Liam sat silently, occasionally feeding her small pieces of bread he had saved. She accepted the food in tiny bites, her fingers trembling as she held it. He whispered to her stories of the city, the quiet parks, the tall buildings, the hidden alleyways where no one else dared to go. He spoke softly, not expecting her to understand, but hoping the sound of his voice would comfort her. At one point, the girl's small hand twitched. Liam grabbed it gently. Her golden eyes opened fully, looking directly into his. For a moment, it felt as though she was trying to communicate without words. He leaned closer, listening. She made a soft, musical sound, almost like a song carried on the wind. Liam could not understand the words, but he felt their meaning. They were words of gratitude, of farewell, and perhaps of hope. Liam swallowed hard. He realized she was trying to tell him something important. His mind raced. Was she asking him to promise something? Was she asking him to remember her? Or was it something he could never comprehend? He squeezed her hand, giving what little comfort he could. "I promise," he whispered. "I will remember you. I will take care of you in my heart." The girl's glow dimmed further as the minutes passed. Liam held her closer, his own body trembling from the cold, fatigue, and sorrow. He realized she would not survive much longer without help that he could not provide. Yet he stayed by her side, refusing to leave. He had learned that sometimes, simply being there, offering warmth and presence, was more powerful than any medicine. Liam noticed a small device near her side, a kind of crystal that pulsed faintly with light. He picked it up carefully. It was not like anything he had seen in the city. He turned it over in his hands, feeling its soft vibration. The girl's small hand twitched again, and her eyes met his. Liam felt a connection, as if she was giving him permission to hold this piece of her world. He nodded silently, unsure if he understood its meaning, but grateful for the gesture. As the sun climbed higher, Liam realized that he could do nothing more to save her. His heart ached, but he knew he had given her warmth, care, and compassion. He whispered again, "I will not forget you. You are not alone." The girl's hand twitched one last time, and she made another soft sound, a word, clear this time, that Liam could feel rather than understand. It carried a feeling of peace, of trust, and of a silent thank you. Her body went still. Liam held her, tears finally sliding down his cheeks. He felt a mixture of grief and pride. He had done what he could, and in doing so, he had honored her life. She had been far from home, lost in a strange city, and he had given her care when no one else would. In that moment, Liam understood that even small acts of kindness could be powerful. He wrapped the blanket around her one last time and arranged her gently on a pile of old cloths. He looked at her golden face, now peaceful in sleep, and whispered, "Goodbye, little one. You are remembered." Liam sat there for a long time, watching the sunlight move across the warehouse floor. He thought about how fragile life could be, and yet how strong the heart could grow when it chose to care. After a while, Liam stepped outside for fresh air. The city had come alive with morning sounds, vehicles, voices, and the distant hum of machinery. But in his heart, he carried the quiet world of the warehouse, the glow of the alien girl, and the memory of her small hand in his. He felt something he had never felt before, a deep, unshakable hope. He wandered through the streets thinking about what had happened. People passed by, rushing to their own lives, unaware of the tiny miracle that had occurred in the warehouse. Liam realized that most people would never understand what he had experienced. But that did not matter. What mattered was that he had acted when others would not. What mattered was that he had shown kindness when it was needed most. As he returned to the warehouse, Liam noticed something strange. The little crystal device she had left behind was glowing brighter than before. He picked it up carefully. It hummed softly in his hand, warm and alive. Liam felt a strange sense of connection to her, as if her presence lingered in that small object. He decided to keep it with him, a reminder that even in a harsh world, compassion could create lasting bonds. Days passed, and Liam stayed near the warehouse. He fed stray animals, shared what little food he could find, and cared for the space as best as he could. The memory of the alien girl remained vivid in his mind. Every time he looked at the glowing crystal, he felt a sense of responsibility. He had been given a gift, a chance to honor her life, and he intended to do so fully. One evening, Liam sat outside the warehouse, watching the sky turn shades of pink and orange. The city seemed different now, quieter, almost respectful. He thought about the girl and the warmth she had left behind. Her life, though brief, had changed him. He realized that even when people or beings from other worlds were gone, their impact could remain. Shaping hearts and inspiring actions, Liam understood something important that night. True courage was not about strength or power. It was about compassion, about choosing to care when it was hard, when it was inconvenient, when no one else would. He had done that, and in doing so he had grown stronger in ways he could not yet name. As darkness fell, Liam placed the crystal device beside the blanket she had left behind. It pulsed softly like a heartbeat, reminding him that life, kindness, and hope could continue even after loss. He wrapped the blanket around himself, feeling its warmth. Stetson whispered to the empty warehouse, "Thank you for letting me know you. I will remember you always." That night, Liam slept beside the blanket, the crystal device glowing softly in the corner. He dreamed of stars, of distant worlds, and of the little alien girl who had touched his life. In his dreams, she smiled at him, her golden eyes bright with light. And when he woke, he carried that light in his heart, ready for whatever the city or the universe might bring next. The warehouse was quiet, but Liam felt that the world had shifted in some small, important way. Something had begun, a chain of events that could not yet be seen. And he, a homeless boy with nothing but a blanket and a heart full of kindness, was at the center of it. The morning after Liam buried the small alien girl, the city seemed ordinary at first. The sun rose over the skyscrapers, casting golden light on the streets. Cars moved along the roads and people hurried to their daily lives. But Liam knew that something unusual was about to happen. He could feel it in the air, a subtle vibration that made the hairs on his arms stand on end. Liam stayed near the warehouse, the small crystal device glowing softly beside him. Its light had increased since the girl's passing, pulsing with a gentle warmth. He picked it up, curious and cautious. As he held it, a soft hum began to fill the air, low at first, barely audible. Liam's heart raced. He had never heard a sound like this, and yet it felt comforting, almost like a song of gratitude. He looked up at the sky. It was still morning, the clouds drifting slowly. Then he noticed something strange, a faint shimmer in the distance, above the city. At first, he thought it was sunlight reflecting off a building. But the shimmer moved, shifting in a way that sunlight could not. Liam squinted, trying to see clearly. Suddenly, the shimmer became brighter, and shapes appeared in the sky. They were ships unlike any vehicles Liam had seen before. Sleek, metallic, and glowing with soft lights, they hovered silently above the city. Their movements were smooth, almost as if they were floating on air. Liam's mouth went dry. He could not believe what he was seeing. The ships descended slowly, forming a perfect line as they approached the warehouse. Liam felt a mixture of fear and awe. His mind raced with questions. Were they here to harm him? Did they know about the girl? He tightened his grip on the crystal device, holding it close to his chest. As the ships landed, the city around him seemed to pause. People on the streets stopped, staring in amazement and fear. The ships opened, and figures emerged, aliens of all shapes and sizes. Some were tall and humanoid, others had multiple limbs, and a few moved in ways Liam had never imagined. Their skin glowed softly, and their eyes reflected intelligence and curiosity. One of the aliens, taller than the others, and with golden markings that shimmered in the sunlight, stepped forward. Its eyes met Liam's. For a moment, he felt as if the alien could see into his very soul. Then a voice spoke, not with sound, but directly in his mind. "You saved her," it said. Liam jumped back in surprise. He looked around. None of the aliens had spoken aloud, yet he could hear the words clearly in his head. I saved her," he whispered, unsure if he understood correctly. "Yes," the tall alien replied. "She was one of us. You showed her compassion when she needed it most. Your actions have reached us, and we are grateful." Liam's mind struggled to process the words. Aliens. Grateful for him? He had only given the girl warmth and food. He had done what anyone with a heart might do. Yet these beings, hundreds of them, had come to thank him. The aliens moved closer, forming a circle around Liam. Their presence was overwhelming, but not threatening. Liam noticed that each alien carried a small object similar to the crystal device the girl had left behind. They placed the objects on the ground gently, their light blending together to form a soft glow that surrounded him. One of the aliens knelt in front of Liam, Its eyes were deep and kind. "We have observed your world for a long time," it said in his mind. "Most beings act out of fear or for gain. But you acted out of pure kindness, without expecting anything in return. That is rare." Liam felt tears in his eyes. He had never thought of his actions as important. He had simply wanted to help someone in need. And now, here were hundreds of beings, thanking him for something he had thought was ordinary. The tall alien continued, "She would have survived if you had not been there. Her life was fragile, and your care made a difference. We honor you for this, and we wish to offer our assistance." "Assistance?" Liam asked. His voice trembled. I don't need anything. I'm fine." The alien's gaze softened. "You live in hardship. You lack food, shelter, and safety. We can provide these things, but it is your choice. You are free to accept or refuse." Liam looked around. He saw the city bustling in the distance, unaware of the event unfolding here. He thought about his life-cold nights, empty stomachs, fear, and loneliness. But he also thought about the girl and the warmth he had felt while helping her. Could he accept help? Could he trust these beings from another world? Before he could answer, one of the smaller aliens stepped forward. It extended a hand, glowing faintly. Liam felt an urge to take it. Hesitantly, he reached out. As soon as their hands met, a wave of warmth and understanding passed through him. He felt the girl's presence, her gratitude, and something more - hope. Liam nodded slowly. "Okay," he whispered. I will accept your help." The alien's glow intensified for a moment, then softened. They stepped back, giving him space. "Then we shall guide you," the tall alien said. "But first, you must learn about us. You must understand our ways, so that the bond we share is strong and lasting." Liam followed them as they led him to one of the ships. It was larger than any building he had seen, smooth and shimmering with golden light. The door opened silently, and Liam stepped inside. The interior was bright yet calm, filled with soft humming sounds and gentle light. He felt no fear, only curiosity and awe. The tall alien spoke again. "We are a colony, a community of beings who travel the universe. We have seen countless worlds, but few beings show the heart you have shown. That is why we have come to honor you and to learn from your courage and compassion." Liam listened, amazed. He had never imagined a life beyond the city streets. Yet here he was, surrounded by beings from another world, being recognized for kindness. It felt unreal, yet undeniable. One of the smaller aliens offered him a piece of food. It was unlike anything he had seen, soft, glowing, and filled with warmth. He took a bite and felt energy and strength flow through him. "This is amazing," he said. The aliens smiled, or at least Liam thought they did. Their eyes glowed warmly, reflecting understanding and encouragement. "It is sustenance, yes," the tall alien said, "but also a symbol. You have nourished the soul of one of our kind. Now we nourish yours, so you may continue to do good in your world." Liam felt a sense of wonder he had never known. He had spent so long surviving, so long struggling, that he had forgotten what it felt like to be truly cared for. Now, surrounded by these aliens, he realized that kindness could be returned, multiplied, shared across worlds. The ship moved silently, lifting above the city. Liam looked down at the streets below, remembering the warehouse, the little girl, and the life he had left behind. A wave of emotion washed over him: sadness for the girl, gratitude for the aliens, and excitement for the future. The tall alien spoke again. "We have brought you here to show that your actions matter. Even the smallest act of kindness can ripple across the universe. You have proven that courage is not only in strength, but in compassion. That is the lesson we carry from you." Liam nodded. He did not fully understand, but he felt it in his heart. He had acted from his own will, without expectation. And now he was learning that such choices could create change far beyond what he could see. As the ship hovered above the city, Liam noticed other ships descending. Hundreds of aliens filled the skies, all moving in perfect harmony. The streets below were filled with curious onlookers, their eyes wide with awe. Liam realized that this moment would be remembered not just by him, but by the entire city. He looked at the crystal device in his hand, still pulsing softly. It was a connection to the girl, to the aliens, and to something greater than himself. Liam understood now that his life had changed forever. He was no longer just a homeless boy wandering the streets. He was part of a story that spanned worlds, a story of compassion, courage, and hope. The tall alien placed a hand on his shoulder, a gesture of reassurance. "Rest now," it said. "We will teach you, guide you, and help you understand the universe. But remember, your heart is your greatest strength. It is what brought us here, and it is what will guide you in the days to come." Liam took a deep breath, feeling a mixture of excitement and nervousness. He had no idea what awaited him. But he knew one thing for certain: he would honor the little girl, the city, and the kindness that had brought him here. For the first time in his life, Liam felt safe, valued, and part of something much larger than himself. The warmth of the crystal, the gentle hum of the ship, and the presence of the aliens surrounded him like a protective light. And as the city below continued its ordinary day, Liam realized that extraordinary things had begun, that his small act of kindness created ripples that would reach far beyond anything he could have imagined. Liam stepped off the alien ship onto a wide platform bathed in soft golden light. The air was warm and smelled faintly of flowers, though he could see no plants nearby. He blinked, trying to take it all in. The place was alive with gentle humming sounds and soft glows that seemed to float in the air. Hundreds of aliens moved gracefully around him, their shapes diverse and mesmerizing. Yet despite their differences, Liam felt no fear. Instead, he felt welcome. The tall alien, whose golden markings had shone like sunlight, led him toward a small gathering of aliens. "We have brought you here to honor your courage and compassion," it said in Liam's mind. "You risked yourself for one of our kind when no one else would. That choice is remarkable. Now, we wish to offer you gifts, not as payment, but as symbols of our gratitude and trust." Liam looked around, unsure what to say. Gifts? He had never received anything beyond scraps of food or a coat in his life. The aliens had saved him from cold nights and hunger simply by being here, yet they wished to give him more. He felt a warm swell in his chest, a mix of awe, gratitude, and humility. The first gift was a set of clothing. Liam's old jacket and torn shoes had left him shivering for months. Now, the aliens presented garments that shimmered faintly in soft colors. Changing to match the environment and adjusting warmth to protect him, he held one piece in his hands, feeling its silky texture. When he put it on, it fit perfectly, as though it had been made for him. He felt warmth and comfort spread through his body, the likes of which he had never known. Next, the aliens offered him food that glowed softly. "It is not only nourishment," the tall alien explained. "It strengthens your body and mind, keeping you healthy in ways that your world cannot. It is a gift of survival and strength." Liam took a small piece hesitantly, then bit into it. The taste was beyond anything he had imagined, sweet, warm, and alive with energy. A wave of strength flowed through him, making his limbs feel light and his mind sharp. As he ate, Liam realized that these gifts were not ordinary. They were tools, yes, but also symbols. The aliens were showing him that the world was larger than he had known, and that acts of kindness were noticed and valued across boundaries he could barely comprehend. The tall alien guided Liam to another part of the platform. There, a small device pulsed with soft golden light. "This is a communicator," the alien explained. "It allows you to call us if you need help. It also carries the memory of the girl you saved, so that her presence remains with you. You may use it wisely and with care." Liam held the device in his hands. Its warmth reminded him of the little girl's hand, and he felt a deep sense of connection. One of the smaller aliens approached and extended a hand. In its palm was a small sphere that changed colors when Liam touched it. "This is knowledge," it said. "It can teach you skills, language, and understanding. It will help you navigate the world safely, and it will remind you that your choices have power. You may learn from it at your own pace." Liam nodded slowly, feeling both excitement and nervousness. He had spent his life surviving on instinct, but now he had tools to grow, to learn, and to explore possibilities beyond his previous imagination. The aliens led Liam to a quiet area where other children had gathered. They were from his city, homeless like him, and they looked at him with wide eyes. Some were curious, others skeptical. The tall alien spoke again in Liam's mind. You may share what you learn with them if you choose. Your compassion can inspire others. One act of kindness can multiply into many. Liam looked at the children. He thought about the warehouse, the little alien girl, and the warmth that had filled him during that night. He realized that this was not just about gifts or food. It was about hope. He smiled at the children and said softly, "You don't have to be alone anymore. There are people, friends, who will help us." The children moved closer, hesitant at first, but their fear melted as Liam showed them the glowing devices, the warm food, and the soft clothing. One by one, they accepted the gifts. Laughter and chatter began to fill the air, something Liam had not heard in a long time. He felt a deep satisfaction, knowing that the aliens had not only honored him, but had also allowed him to share kindness with others. Later, the tall alien took Liam aside. "We have more to show you," it said. "Your heart has proven itself. We wish to teach you about our world so that you may carry these lessons to your people. Your choices can ripple far beyond this city." The alien led him to a large room filled with shimmering light. Holographic images of planets, stars, and galaxies filled the space. Liam could see worlds of every shape and color. He marveled at their beauty and diversity. "We travel the universe, not to conquer, but to learn and to help. Your actions reflect the values we hold dear. Courage and kindness are the greatest strengths, more powerful than any weapon or technology." Liam listened, wide-eyed. He had never imagined that his small act of giving a blanket could reach so far. He realized now that even small choices mattered, and that the universe itself could respond to goodness in ways he had never imagined. The aliens spent the day teaching him small skills, how to read the glowing devices, how to use the food to nourish both body and mind, and how to understand their language. Each lesson was gentle but precise, allowing Liam to absorb knowledge at his own pace. He felt his mind growing sharper, his confidence rising. He understood that he was being prepared not just to survive, but to thrive, and to spread hope to others. As the sun set on the alien platform, Liam looked out at the city below. It was no longer just a place of struggle and hardship. He saw potential lives, waiting to be touched by kindness, and streets where hope could grow. He understood that his journey had only begun, and that the little alien girl had started a chain of events that would continue to unfold. That evening, the aliens gathered once more around Liam. "We offer one final gift for now," said the tall alien. "A home. A place of safety, comfort, and learning. You may return to your city, but this place will always be open to you and to those you wish to help." Liam felt a surge of emotion. He had never known a home, never felt safety or belonging. Now he realized that through his actions, he had created connections that bridged worlds. He nodded, feeling gratitude that words could not fully express. The aliens placed a soft, glowing blanket around him, warmer and stronger than any he had ever known. "This is for you," said one of the smaller aliens. "It will remind you of the power of compassion and of the life you touched." Liam held it close, tears in his eyes. He felt the presence of the girl in it, as if she were there with him, smiling. That night, Liam lay beneath the glowing blanket, surrounded by warmth and the soft hum of alien presence. He thought about the warehouse, the girl, and the city he had left behind. He realized that his life had changed forever. He was no longer just a homeless boy. He was a bridge between worlds, a living example of the power of kindness. He drifted to sleep, dreaming of stars, alien cities, and the small, shining eyes of the girl who had taught him that even the smallest act of care could echo across the universe. In his dreams, the city streets were no longer cold or empty. They were alive with hope, laughter, and possibility. And as Liam slept, aliens watched over him, not as masters, but as friends. They understood that humanity, in its small gestures of kindness and courage, could achieve greatness beyond measure. They had witnessed a boy who gave his last blanket, and in that act, they saw the potential for light to shine across worlds. Liam awoke the next morning with the crystal device, glowing softly beside him. He picked it up and felt the presence of the girl again, her golden eyes reminding him of the bond they shared. He understood now that the gifts were more than objects. They were lessons, symbols and tools to help him create a better world. He stood on the platform, looking at the aliens around him. "Thank you," he whispered, though he knew they could hear his thoughts as well. "Thank you for showing me the way. I will use this to help others." The tall alien nodded, its golden markings glowing softly. "And we will be here, Liam. Your actions have created ripples. Continue to act with kindness, and the universe will continue to respond." Liam smiled, feeling a new sense of purpose. He understood that this was just the beginning of a journey that would stretch far beyond his city, beyond his world, and even beyond the stars. The little alien girl had taught him the most important lesson of all, that courage and compassion, even from the smallest among us, could change the universe. And with that thought, Liam stepped forward, ready to begin a new life, filled with hope, purpose, and the knowledge that even the simplest acts could have extraordinary power. The morning sun rose over the city, painting the streets with warm light. Liam stood on the edge of the platform the aliens had built for him, looking down at the city he once roamed as a homeless boy. From above, it seemed different, not just buildings and streets, but a place full of potential where hope could grow. He held the crystal device in his hands, its soft glow reminding him of the little alien girl who had changed his life. Liam had learned so much since the aliens arrived. He had learned that courage was not just about fighting or running from danger, but about choosing kindness when it was difficult. He had learned that even the smallest act of care could ripple across worlds. And he had learned that connection between people and between worlds was the most powerful force in the universe. The aliens gathered around him, hundreds of glowing forms moving gracefully. They had been teaching him, guiding him, and watching as he shared their gifts with others. Liam had started helping the children from his city, giving them warm clothing, food, and the encouragement to believe in themselves. Slowly, the streets that once felt empty and harsh began to feel alive with hope. A group of children ran toward him, laughing and carrying glowing devices similar to the one the girl had left behind. "Liam," one of them shouted, her eyes shining, "look what we can do now. We can share food, warmth, and light." Liam smiled, feeling pride and joy he had never known. "That's amazing," he said. "Remember, it's not the gifts themselves that matter, but what you do with them. Kindness grows when it is shared." The aliens watched in silence, their forms shimmering softly. The tall alien, with golden markings glowing like sunlight, stepped closer. "You have learned well," it said in Liam's mind. "Your courage and compassion have already influenced this world, but the journey continues. There is more to see, more to do, and more to teach. You are not alone in this." Liam looked at the city below, thinking about all the people he had passed, all the lives that went unnoticed. He realized that even small actions could make a difference. A warm meal, a kind word, a helping hand, these things mattered more than he had ever known. The aliens had shown him that kindness was not weak. It was powerful. It could inspire others, change hearts, and even reach across the stars. The city had begun to change. Word spread about the boy who had saved the alien girl and the aliens who had come to honor him. People began helping one another more, offering food, shelter, and care to those in need. Liam watched from the platform, smiling as small acts of kindness multiplied into larger waves of hope. That afternoon, the aliens brought Liam to a large hall filled with glowing images of planets, stars, and galaxies. "These are the worlds we have visited," the tall alien explained. "Each one has its challenges, its struggles, and its people. And yet in every place, we have seen acts of courage and kindness. You have shown us that even one small heart can change the universe." Liam nodded, feeling humble and inspired. He had always thought of himself as just a boy, alone in a harsh city. But now he understood that the smallest actions, when done with love and courage, could echo far beyond what anyone could imagine. The aliens presented him with another gift, a small device that could create warmth, food, and shelter wherever he went. "Use this wisely," the tall alien said. "It is a tool to help others, and a symbol of what you have achieved. Remember the girl who started this journey? She showed you that even the smallest act of care could change everything." Liam held the device, feeling the warmth of the girl's presence and the strength of the alien's trust. He realized that his life had transformed completely. He was no longer just surviving. He was building, teaching, and inspiring. He could make a difference not just for himself, but for others. As evening approached, the city below began to sparkle with lights. Liam looked at the streets, the children, and the people who had begun to act with kindness. The warehouse where he had met the girl had been transformed by the aliens into a safe place for those in need. Liam walked through it, seeing children laughing, eating warm meals, and learning from the glowing devices. He paused at a corner where the girl had been buried, now marked by a small glowing crystal surrounded by flowers from the alien world. Liam knelt and whispered, "Thank you for showing me the way. I will never forget you." The crystal pulsed softly, as if acknowledging his words, and Liam felt a warmth in his heart that reminded him of hope, courage, and love. Later that night, Liam stood on the platform with the tall alien beside him. "You have come far," the alien said. "Your heart has guided you, and your actions have inspired many. But the journey of kindness never ends. Continue to act, continue to care, and the universe will continue to respond." "How?" Liam nodded. "I understand," he replied. "I will keep helping, sharing, and inspiring others. The girl showed me that even one small act matters. I will not forget that." The alien placed a hand on his shoulder, warm and comforting. "Then you are ready. Your world and others will feel your courage and compassion. You are a bridge between worlds, a light in the darkness, and a living example of what one heart can achieve." Liam looked out at the city, feeling a deep sense of peace and purpose. The streets that once seemed cold and harsh were now filled with possibility. Children played safely, adults helped one another, and hope spread like a quiet river through the city. He realized that his life, once defined by hardship, was now defined by the choices he made to care for others. He thought about the little alien girl again, remembering her golden eyes and the warmth she had carried despite her weakness. She had shown him that courage was in the heart, not in strength. She had shown him that kindness, even from the smallest person, could reach across worlds and create change beyond imagination. Liam smiled, feeling a sense of connection to the girl, the aliens, and his city. He knew that every time he acted with compassion, he honored her memory. Every warm meal he shared, every child he helped, and every kind word he spoke was a ripple of her influence. The aliens gathered around him one final time that night. "Rest now," the tall alien said. "Tomorrow, you will continue your work. But remember, you are never alone. Your heart is strong, your courage is true, and your kindness is powerful." Liam lay beneath the glowing blanket the aliens had given him, feeling its warmth and the hum of life all around him. He closed his eyes and dreamed of stars, alien cities, and the golden eyes of the little girl. In his dreams, he saw the city transformed, filled with light and hope. And he knew that the future was bright because even one heart had chosen to care. When he awoke, Liam felt renewed. He stood on the platform, looking at the city and the people below. The crystal device pulsed softly in his hand, a reminder that the girl's life had not been in vain, and that his actions could continue to create change. He smiled, ready to step into a new day, a new life, and a new world of possibilities. With a deep breath, Liam took the first steps toward the city. He carried warmth, knowledge, and courage within him, knowing that his choices could ripple far and wide. The aliens watched silently, proud of the boy who had given his last blanket, and who had become a bridge between worlds. As the city lights twinkled in the distance, Liam felt a profound truth settle in his heart. Even the smallest act of kindness, when given without expectation, could change lives, inspire others, and echo across the universe. He had seen it, lived it, and now he would continue to share it with everyone he met. Liam walked forward, the glowing crystal device in one hand, the warm blanket draped over his shoulders, and a heart full of hope. The city, once a place of loneliness and hardship, now held endless possibilities. The little alien girl had taught him that courage and kindness could create miracles, and he would spend his life proving it true. And so, a homeless boy became a symbol of hope, a living example of what one heart could achieve, and a reminder that the universe rewards courage, compassion, and the willingness to care.